live?
there. We're live. Permian Basin International Oil Show. I'm Janie Snelson. This is Andy Espinosa with
Hello.
ThinkTank PI and Matt Hill with Night Fire Specialties, right?
She was trying to remember who you were.
Well, no, she is gracious enough to think about the things she says versus me. I just hand off everything to my guests.
Comes to your
That's
mind,
my
boys.
story, and I'm sticking to it.
Yeah, make that happen.
Yeah.
And I'm going to mention real quick, Pbios Live is sponsored by TD Williamson. Thank you for what you do. We've got Rattler in here. They gave us all this equipment. We've got the second story people that, made sure we look good. And
at the podcast studio.
Yeah, so many people like pitched into this. Mind's Eye, of course, Stacy.
It's amazing.
This is the amount of people behind you right now.
Yep.
That are supporting you, lifting you up.
I feel lifted.
Yeah.
I am lifted.
All right. Besides introducing yourself, tell us, how did you get into this industry? Where have you been?
So my dad started a wellhead company in 1977, Corpus Christi, Texas. Well, we're from Houston. Am I moving too much? We stop, boys. I'm going to spin around in a minute. But he started a wellhead company in Corpus Christi, moved back to Houston after about 4 years. And that was 76, 77, moved back to Houston about 80. And I started working for him in the field. Cutting my teeth, running wellhead in South Texas.
You were a hand the second you were born.
Correct. Yeah, sweeping the shop, running a machine, running a drill press at about 12, 13 years old. So done a little bit of that, and then figured out real fast that clean nails and nice clothes and good dinners were a lot more fun than going out and leaving on a rig and missing birthdays and everything else. So got into sales probably 32 years ago. Corporate sales, mainly Houston, Dallas, San Antonio, Texas, and a little bit of Louisiana. Moved off of wellhead, got into coil tubing, did about a 10-year stint in coil tubing, got into a few other things, and then eventually wound up in where I am now in the world of water. So in 32 years, I think I'm finally where I was meant to be.
Well, we all talk about it all the time. Water is really something that we are all thinking about. Regulatory, just human goodwill, from our industry to the, eco people, out there. We are going to tackle the water problems, but it's going to take innovation.
Yeah, it's crazy. I started in water transfer a year or two ago with a small company here, EnerStar, and great company, did well with those guys and learned a whole part of the business I never knew before. I mean, in coil tubing, you deal with fracking, you see frac tanks, you see water, but you don't understand what a big key component it is and how hard it is to find, especially out here when you get way out west and you get into New Mexico. Water is the key. It's the king of everything. And finding new ways to treat, finding new ways to acquire, and finding new ways to store is the big deal. And so where ThinkTank has really come on strong is changing that. It's actually a big paradigm shift of how to store and handle water.
We were just doing some correlation, but our industry handles way more water things than we do petroleum products coming out of the 100%. The before need of water and then the after of what do we do with the water.
Produced water has become a major deal. So when we start with where the company comes from, you hadn't asked that, but I know you're gonna. So the company started in 2015. Okay. They started in Canada. And the reason was because before what they were using was very small cylindrical storage, which you had to put so many of them on a location that it became space prohibitive for these pads because they don't have the space you guys have out here. You have sections to play with. So 2015, a guy basically sat down almost with a napkin and drew out an idea and said, I know a better way to do this, and started doing it. Went from there just chasing water storage on mainly frac fresh. Well, that's mainly what they do there. Well, you come out here and now you run into produced water, which is a whole different animal on how it has to be taken care of and all. So
how it has to be stored.
And how it has to be stored, how it has to be handled, how everything. So we started doing a lot of fresh. Now I don't know what the mix is, but it's probably better than 50% of we're doing produced water because trying to maximize the resource and not waste it because water is critical to everything, to drinking, I heard Corpus Christi is almost out of water. So, it's an issue. Well, now what I'm finding, especially here at this show, which thank you for helping me get involved, but here at this show, I'm finding a lot of people coming up asking me, how can we store produced water in your tanks and then move it to another tank where after we treat? Ran into one company yesterday, and they really want to talk about this in Colorado and North Dakota and all over, because that has become a key component, is how to take that dirty brown water and turn it into not drinkable, but usable to put back into lakes, usable to put into areas, and they're getting there fast.
Well, I know a lot of talk is happening about watering crops,
Yep.
you know, and so it has to be to a certain level of cleanness. So, you know, crops aren't damaged, or you're not transmitting chemicals across or whatever.
And fish and everything else. I
For
mean,
sure.
it's critical. You really got to be careful with what you're doing with the water. And monitoring's become a big deal. But again, there's so many applications once you get that water clean that they can use it for other stuff. I mean, we actually just put a tank in California the other day, and it's a potable, I say it wrong, water, and it was for a casino that did not get their water permits in time, had to open.
Wow.
Oh yeah. So we came up with a quick solution with some HEPA filters and some filtration in, filtration out. And so there's a lot of applications, but water is, I mean, I'm learning real fast how many different applications there are when you have some way to deal with fluids. So yeah.
So talk about the Minion tank.
So the Minion tank,
Everybody loves the Minion
everybody
tank.
loves the Minion tank. Well,
They're
it's really
so neat.
It's
and
so recognizable now.
everybody sees it. And
So tell
I
them
mean,
what it looks like.
So basically what it is it's anywhere from a 40-foot footprint all the way up to about a 70 to 80 foot footprint.
Diameter.
40 diameter, correct. And it's 45 feet high. It's a metal exoskeleton that we build around with panels, and it's an internal bladder.
Oh,
And
wow.
so the reason it's Minion is because it's dome shaped. It looks like a Minion. We're not going after that. Please don't write letters. We don't want that. We're not playing that game, but it's recognizable from a distance. And what it does is it maximizes how much water you can hold on a small footprint. So that's the Minion. You can tell it, you can see it from a long way off. You know what it is, and there isn't another like it.
And it's so, and I've dealt with these, the fire suppression stuff. Your tanks are going to be very vital to what I'm doing too, by the way, but they're so mobile. I mean, it's shocking just how fast you can put them up and take them down.
So
and move them.
if you come out here and look at this tank, if y'all been out there, I know you've been back, but if you come back and look, so everybody, the question I get the most is how much water can you hold in this? Okay. So that tank out there is 10,000 barrels of fluid. So they ask you, they're always looking, they're going, did you put it up? And we're like, yes, we did. How long did it take? And I go, give me a guess. And they're all like 8, 10, 12 hours. That was 3 hours to rig up. Now,
Wow.
not every time. I mean, it's perfect environment. It's flat concrete. We can do it. But realistically, 6 hours, we can rig that thing up with a 4-man crew, 2 pieces of equipment, and that's it. So it's very portable. We can put it in a sea can and move it. We can move it across road. It is a permitted load, but we can put it anywhere. And as of right now, we have 105-ish tanks from Canada all the way down to South Texas. We've had some requests to go outside of the states. The bulk of it is here right now. I mean, we're running, I think we're over 70 tanks out here, mainly in, Permian, New Mexico.
Mhm.
We've got some working in Oklahoma and other places. So you're absolutely right. So one of the places I'm trying to take the company, they brought me on as business development. So I'm really trying to push into your market, because I know when they do a lot of these air tankers and all, and they need to store whatever the red fluid is, there is an application there. So it's any fluid.
Well, we're going to get rid of the red fluid because we've got so many eco-friendly applications now.
If you got
But
liquid, I'll store it.
What I'm excited about is our energy industry is a data industry as
Right.
well.
Very much,
So
100%.
the data centers are coming, and a lot of them are going to be natural
Have some-
gas, turbine, BESS. So a lot of lithium-ion battery systems out there. But I hear it over and over and over again from local fire departments. If one thing we could do as an industry, we could do better for them. Something like the Minion out there on every single pad with a whole lot of water ready to go.
So here's the deal.
Just energy storage, water storage on every pad.
Well, with those tanks now, we started with a 3600. It's a smaller tank. We don't use them as much anymore because the volumes have increased quite a bit on these fracs. So we came out with a 65, which is used quite a bit. 10K is our middle of the road. 20K is our biggest. And we're currently working on designs for larger. I won't say how much, but we're working on larger. So we're trying to adapt with what the industry is. And on those, I know, because I know when you have a lithium fire, you have big problems. And so it takes a lot of fluid. So we're working on more. We do use these for farm type system, and they're modular, so we can connect as many as possible.
Yep.
So it doesn't matter. They're plug and play. So yeah, your industry, you're talking my song. So
we're going to do a lot of networking
we'll
together.
talk after this.
Janie knows a lot of people asking about a lot of water questions down
For
here.
sure.
I mean,
We've talked quite a bit about this.
She's been tied into, I mean, she knew we were going to have water problems before we knew we were going to have water
Actually
problems.
hosted the first water conference in the Permian.
Yeah.
Through AADE.
And
I was a little
much
early,
more
but
involved.
still had it on there.
Yeah.
You know.
Well, and it comes up at all the stuff I do in Houston. I mean, that
For
is,
sure.
everything's about water now. It's 100%.
Is there anybody that comes
So
to,
it should be. We can't exist without it.
Sure.
Is there anybody that comes to mind that you guys can think of right off the top of your head that is the best right now at recycling our water into almost like drinking water? Anybody yet?
You know, that's a moving target, and it changes and changes. The problem with M&As nowadays, you can't keep track of who's who anymore, and they move so fast. I mean, I had a guy come yesterday, and they're not using chemicals to treat water anymore. They're using filtration, nanotechnology, all kinds. So our technology, and I told someone this the other day. I had a guy from Minnesota come by, and I said, our industry is more innovative than medical than anybody else.
Yeah.
And these guys are figuring out ways to clean water, drop solids, change that pH of water, and change the composition without using chemical, and they're doing it with filtration.
And the really cool thing is in that filtration, they're able to recover a lot of the things out of the water and then utilize them down
On
the
a
line.
secondary market,
The
correct.
lithium out of the brines.
And I have a guy in Houston, a little company, if you don't mind, but it's Razorback Direct, and they're working on nanotechnology filtration to do that exact thing. Lithium, and there's a whole host of other chemicals in there that are marketable to recoup that cost, and that can go back to the end
and
user.
precious metals.
And it helps the operators. So it's going to become real big. I mean, it used to be drilling and completions and all that. It's starting to become water and data. It is all
we're
data.
just science solution
100%.
provider. Yeah.
That's all we are.
Are y'all doing any storage of potable water?
Yeah, now we are. The one tank we just did out in California, and it's a small operation. There's still a lot more to learn, and it's real critical. You got to be careful what you're doing. So we're trying to learn those things and work within and learn as much as possible. So that's something we're focusing on pretty high right now. Yeah, there's not many solutions out there, so it creates a whole new market for us.
Good deal.
So yeah, we're getting a lot of feedback. The show is really great. I mean, I'm very thankful to be here. We've seen a lot of people come by, a lot of true clients, and people asking that really want to know. So
I wasn't here yesterday. I was in Lubbock, but everybody's told me it was operator centric.
Yesterday was heavy.
That's awesome.
Today I've been kind of running around trying to see other people and meet some folks and get around.
Permian Basin International Oil Show is the place to be.
Oh no, I love it. It's fun out here. I was surprised this year
came.
the parking wasn't near as bad as it was in the past. Today was easy to get in and out of. And I have seen a lot of people and a lot of vendors coming by, and there's a lot of synergies out there. You can
just so y'all
having a
know,
big
there are
swimming
two
pool
offsite.
for us is really nice.
Yeah,
I mean, I'm so excited that the diving competition later this afternoon. Amazing.
There's so many things about this we don't need to get into.
Matt.
My thought, never mind.
But while we're on parking, there are two offsite parking lots that they will shuttle you in. You can go past the Coliseum to Golder, go north, and there's a parking right there, and they'll shuttle you right in, or Ratliff Stadium, right?
Yeah.
So you don't
Janie,
have to
I'm
drive
getting-
all the way to the
I'm
show.
getting the hook look from the back.
Yeah, we got to close up. But thank you so much, Andy, for
Thank y'all
coming
for
and
having me.
joining us.
I'm
We're
enjoying
glad
it.
you're
Thank you
here.
for
We're glad you're
thinking
exhibiting.
Oh, you hear this?
No, what do you
He
say?
said, thank you for thinking tank.
Think tank.
My new
PI.
marketing guy. All right.
I'm just here to help.
Thank y'all.
Thank y'all.
We've enjoyed
God
it.
bless.
Thanks,
What's
guys.
the way? Did we get the website?
It is www.thinktank, P as in Paul, I as in Ida.com.
There you go.
Thank y'all.
Follow my
Thanks,
guy.
Andy.
Appreciate it.
you.
Bye.
Yes, ma'am.